Hello BookTube, welcome to Lizzie Faye Loves Books. I'm Elizabeth, and today I want to show you some books that I got for my birthday. Now, I celebrated my birthday last week, my 53rd birthday on November 1st, and my mother-in-law took me to lunch and she gave me a few books for my birthday. And then, of course, my favorite thing to do on my birthday is to go book shopping. I also use that as an excuse to go to do a little more book shopping on the next 2 days after that. So I have several books that I'd like to show you, and let's get started. Now, a lot of these are Christian fiction. I have really been in the mood to purchase and read more Christian fiction. It's kind of getting back to my roots because that used to be the majority of what I read, and in the last 4 or 5 years since we started a book club at the library and since I started booktubing, I've kind of branched out and dipped my toes in to several other genres, a lot of which I really enjoy. But I've kind of neglected my Christian fiction, and so I am really wanting to get back into reading a little bit more in the coming years. So first, though, I want to show you the books that my mother-in-law gave me, and another gift that's bookish but not a book. So here are the books. This one, of the 3 she gave me, this is the only one she says that she has not read, but she knows how much I love cats. So she got me The Call of the Cats by Andrew Bloomfield, What I Learned About Life and Love from a Feral Colony. And look at that sweet kitty on the front. So precious. My heart really goes out to feral cats. I have done a TNR on quite a few feral cats in our community, and it has helped to reduce the amount of cats in our neighborhood. We still have too many, as my husband would say. We have 7, but you know, once they come up and you know, you take them in and spend the money to get them neutered and everything and spayed, then it's hard to let them go. So anyway, I love cats. Then the next one is one that she has read. It's Caroline, Little House Revisited by Sarah Miller. Now, I had not heard of this. This, of course, is based on Caroline Ingalls, Laura Ingalls Wilder's mother. And there is a children's book series that is based on Caroline. It's called The Caroline Years. And there's also a series on Laura's grandmother and great-grandmother. I have not read any of those, but I want to. My next book series to finish in relation to Laura Ingalls Wilder is the series about her daughter, which I started several years ago and have not ever finished. But this book sounds awesome. It is about Caroline Ingalls, so I'm excited to read that. And then this book is called The Outermost House by Henry Beston. Now, when I first looked at it, I thought it was about an outhouse because my mother-in-law actually has a bathroom that is all decorated in outhouses. It has an outhouse theme, and she laughed, though, and said, no, it's not about an outhouse. It is, it says it's a year of life on the great beach of Cape Cod. It's by Henry Beston, who apparently is an old author that I did not know anything about. He has quite a few, he wrote quite a few books in his time and won awards. He lived from 1888 to 1968. And so this is his memoir of living out in a remote house on Cape Cod. So that sounds great. Another gift that she gave me, which is very bookish and cat related, which I love, is a jigsaw puzzle. Beautiful with a cat and books. I love jigsaw puzzles, so this combines 3 things that I really love. So that was what my mother-in-law gave me. Now, after we ate lunch, we went to a thrift store that she had not been to before, and I was so excited. Of course, we went straight to the books, but she found these before me, thinking they were children's books, and when I saw what she was looking at, I was like, oh my goodness, I'm collecting that series, and I sort of kind of started like taking over, and then I said, oh, do you want these? Do you want to read them? And she said, well, I thought they were kids' books. I said, no, they're guidepost mysteries, and I've been reading these. I said, but let's share them. I said, if you want to read some, I've got the rest of the series, so we can share them. And so we, she ended up buying, I got these, and she ended up buying 2 other books from a different guidepost mystery series. I think it's Silver Peaks, the Mysteries at Silver Peak. Something like that. She got a couple of those, and I didn't have enough cash. I really wanted to buy her. I wanted to come back and buy her the rest. There were like 8 on the shelf from that series, and I by the time I could get back there a couple of days later, the rest of them were gone. I had wanted to go ahead and buy the rest of those for her, but so be it. She, she would have gotten them if she really wanted them, but she, I guess, didn't want to commit to getting the whole series until she had read a couple of them. But anyway, I got, how many here? 1, 2, 3. I got 9 books from the Patchwork Mystery series, and now I have all of them except for one, and they did not have the one that I don't have, or I would, of course, I bought it. Sorry, my pillow's falling there. So let me show you the ones I bought. And I was really impressed with myself because I knew that I had the first 14. My Kindle was dead, and I have them all cataloged, but I couldn't look it up to see. I knew that I had 3 random books from 15 to however far the series went. And I was pretty sure I remembered which ones, and I did really good. I did not buy the ones I already had, so I was excited about that. So here is number 16. As I said, number 15 they did not have, and so since that's the only one I have left, I may just try to find it on Amazon or something and go ahead and buy it. This is Nothing to Hide by Susan Page Davis. Now, this series is about a quilt restorer, and they are not murder mysteries. At least the 2 I've read so far are not. Number 17 is The Christmas Quilt by Kelly Ann Riley. The mysteries are historical in nature. So far, the quilt restorer in this series is solving mysteries that are just different mysterious happenings, and she's using historical clues, genealogical and quilt related clues she's finding in these quilts that she's restoring to solve the mysteries, and it's just really right up my alley. I love them so far. Secrets in the Storm is by Susan Page Davis. That is number 19. And then I'll try to go through these quickly. The Price of Truth, it is by Cami Tang, and it is number 20. Now, I had number 18 I already had, and number 21 I already had. So number 22 is The Calico Trail. These covers are so cute. Look at them. They're adorable. Now, like I said, my mother-in-law thought they were children's books, and in fact, the lady at the checkout, she started charging me a children's price. And see, this one's by Kristen Eckhart, and I said they're actually not children's books. I mean, I could have let her just charge me the children's price, but there's no integrity in that. And she's like, oh, okay. And so she charged me the regular price. So, it's for charity anyway. And like I said, there's no integrity in that. I'm not those, if someone gives me the wrong change, I'm going to give back whatever, if they give me too much. So, The Thousand Stories Quilt is by Joanne Brown. That's number 23. As Close as My Heart is by Cami Tang, and that is number 24. Look how cute they are. Threads of Love is by Susan Page Davis, and that's number 26 because I already had number 25. And the last one, I have the whole series now except for number 15. This is number 27, Something Borrowed. And I think this is by Cami Tang. Let me see. Well, page 62. Yes, Cami Tang. So that looks like it is wedding related. So I am super excited to have the rest of the series, and I definitely need to get some more of those read next year. I had wanted to read, 2 or 3 of them this year. I've read 2, and the 5th one is a Christmas book. And if I could have gotten 4 and 5 read, then I would definitely want to read the 5th one, in December. But, it just didn't work out that way. At least not yet, and it doesn't look like it's going to. Okay, so we left there, and I had to take my mother-in-law back to her car because she had somewhere to be by 3. And so I went to a different thrift store, which is in the same, owned by the same people. Both of these stores are in different towns, not too far apart, and they both had new locations. So I went to check out the new location of the other store, and I did find a Christmas book. Now, I'm not going to show you that today because I have bought several Christmas books over the past couple of weeks, and I'm just going to put those all in a separate haul. I am really getting excited about Christmas reading and the Christmas books that I have found. So I want to get that book haul done very soon. I don't even think I can wait till Thanksgiving. I'm so excited to show them to you. So, but I did go on, let's see. Oh, that same day, my birthday. Okay. Before I met my mother-in-law for lunch, I went by my own library, and they had put out Christmas books the week before. I had bought some the first time I noticed they were out. I bought some that day, and then I went and used my birthday as an excuse to buy some more. Some that I didn't know I wanted until I saw them there, and I got those. So that was all I bought and received on my actual birthday. Then the next day, I went to sub at a high school that is kind of across the county from me, and I was able to, when I got off work there, I went to the library in that town and I got a couple of books. I also stopped at a library in another town, but I didn't find anything that I wanted at that location. But the ones I got in the town where I subbed, I found this Love Finds You book. It's Love Finds You in Prince Edward Island, Canada. Of course, that's the setting for Anne of Green Gables. I'm super excited to find this, and it's by Susan Page Davis. She's one of the authors of the Patchwork Mystery series that I just showed you. And I have a few of these Love Finds You books. I have not read any of them, but this is so pretty, and I would love to visit Prince Edward Island at some point in my life, and I couldn't resist getting this. They were having like a fill-a-bag type sale, but I just found 2 books that I wanted, and if you, the hardcovers were normally $1, but if you, let's see, they were normally $1, but the sale price was 50 cents. So I paid 50 cents for this, and then I paid $0.25 for this one. It's a Mrs. Grossman sticker book, an idea book that features design lines, which are the long 12-inch stickers. I'm an old scrapbooker from way back. I haven't done any in quite a while, but I couldn't resist getting this. I have a lot of Mrs. Grossman stickers. I enjoy them, and I couldn't resist. So I'm excited about this. All right, then the next day, still using my birthday as an excuse, I had to drive for the lady that I drive for. I spent 4 hours with her, and then I decided I would go to the town south of here that has a flea market. A friend of mine owns a flea market bookstore, and then I wanted to go back to the thrift store that my mother-in-law and I had gone to on my birthday to see if they had those Silver Peaks books, which they didn't. So I didn't buy any more there. But I did get some books at my friend's bookstore, and then I went to the library in that town, and I got some books there. So, at my friend's bookstore, she usually has quite a few books on a table out front that are clearance. And she had just done a big purge, so she had quite a lot. Normally, she will just practically give those away. I think this time she charged me about 50 cents a piece, but that was still a great price. I did get 2 books inside her store that were not clearance. I picked up Sunrise Crossing by Jodi Thomas. This is from the Ransom Canyon series. I have not started reading this one. I'm going to read the Harmony series first, but she just charges $1 for her mass market paperbacks, so I didn't have this one, and I went ahead and picked it up. And then I got book 1 in the half-stitched Amish Quilting Club. I have book 2 of this series by Wanda Brunstetter, and this looks really fun. You've got quite a diverse group of people on the cover here, and it looks like this will be a lot of fun, and I can't wait to read it. It says there's also a quilt pattern inside. And then from her clearance table, speaking of Patchwork Mysteries, I picked up Family Patterns. This is book 1. I got this with my mother-in-law in mind because she's interested in reading those, and I don't want her to have to wait until I'm done with the whole series. And I do have, of course, I have a copy of book 1, but I saw this on her clearance, and I decided to go ahead and just pick it up, give this to my mother-in-law so that she can go ahead and read this one and just get a feel for the series and see if it's anything that she wants to read before I saddle her with a whole box of books when I'm done with them. So this one I am giving her. Then another book that I will give to somebody, because I love to give these books, by Effie Leland Wilder. This is the second book in the Fairacre series, Over What Hill. You guys have heard me talk about her books before. I have several of these. I have probably at least a couple of sets in my giveaway box that I am going to send some of you if whoever tells me they want them, and I don't know. I think I've got a couple people in mind. But anyway, here's one that I'm willing to give away or send someone. This is the second book in the series. She wrote all of these books at the age of 85 and older, and they're adorable stories about life in her senior citizens assisted living community. Super cute. And then one more book I got to give away, because I already have a copy of this, and this is A Voice in the Wind by Francine Rivers. This is book 1 in Mark of the Lion. I'm going to give this to an old friend of mine from church, and she will probably pass it around to a couple of other people because they read some and recommended some books to me by Tessa Afshar that are in their historical fiction written about characters in Bible times, and I believe that that's what this is. I don't know anything about it other than that, but I have heard really great things about Francine Rivers. Krista from Books and Jams says that Redeeming Love by Francine Rivers is her favorite book. I have a copy of that as well. So I got this for a friend of mine because I already have one, and it was on the clearance table. Then also to give away, quite a few of these are to give away, a couple more books in the Left Behind for Kids series. This is number 7, Busted, and number 13, The Showdown. I'm collecting these for one of Katie's old friends that used to be our neighbor, and I think he will like these books. And so those, I'm going to take those and a few others that I've already collected, and we'll probably give those to him for Christmas. Another series that I'm collecting, I haven't started reading, are Tales from Grace Chapel Inn. This one is by As Time Goes by Annie Jones. These books just look really good, and I love the covers, and I can't wait to get started reading them, but I have not yet. So one of these days. All right, then a lot of those were Christian books. These two I don't believe are. Elizabeth Berg, True to Form. I have several Elizabeth Berg books. She was one of my collected authors that I had never read, and I finally read one this year. What was it called? I can't even think now. But I enjoyed it, and so I didn't have this one, and I decided to pick it up. It was on her clearance. And this also was on her clearance, The Sunday Wife by Cassandra King. I love the cover of this. It's very Florida-like. I have read a couple of Cassandra King books that were pretty good. Not my favorites, but I like them well enough. And I love this cover, so I thought I would give it a try. All right, so that was everything I got at the flea market bookstore. Then I made one more stop at a couple of libraries. I didn't get anything at the last library, but the library that's in the same town as the flea market, I found several. Now, I showed you the Francine Rivers book and told you I already have a copy of that. So at the library, I found books 2 and 3 from that same series, and this is the edition that matches the other my copy of these. So I'll have a matching set. Book 2, An Echo in the Darkness, and book 3, As Sure as the Dawn. And like I said, I think these are historical fiction about characters in Bible times. I don't know if I'm gonna enjoy them as much as, more recent time periods, but we'll see. I have read The Red Tent by Anita Diamond, and as I mentioned, my church friends have highly recommended some books about Bible time characters by Tessa Afshar that I have on my TBR. So we'll see. These were just $1.50 each, and I couldn't resist getting them. Then I picked up another book to give to a teacher. I did finally, by the way, I subbed at my daughter's former middle school, and I found a first-year teacher that I gave the middle grade books that I showed you in a book haul. I said I was going to pass those on to a teacher, and I did. So I may give her this one as well. Charlie Joe Jackson's Guide to Not Reading by Tommy Greenwald. This was one of the Sunshine State books before I started reading Sunshine State books, but I have read this, and it's adorable. It's about a kid who does everything he can think of to avoid reading, and it's great. Then another book I was reminded of when I was subbing that day at my daughter's middle school was Omnivore's Dilemma by Michael Pollan. Now, I subbed for one of the intensive reading teachers, and I noticed in his cabinet that they had a class set of this book, but the Young Reader edition. And I remembered that my daughter Katie had talked about that book when she read it in middle school, and it has made her refuse to eat almost all fast food. She will not eat most fast food. Chick-fil-A is about the only thing she will eat, especially, mainly it's anything with meat in it. Chick-fil-A is the only thing that she will eat. But I thought then, you know, I need to read that book. I need to see what's in her head, and I need to, you know, see if it's something that I agree with. And of course, you know, I won't force her to eat fast food. There's certainly much better things that she can eat than fast food. So it's been kind of nice to not be hounded to go to McDonald's every time we turn around. That I don't mind that at all. This is the regular full edition, not the young reader edition. I found this at the library, and it sounds like it's just going to be great. It says it's a natural history of 4 meals, Omnivore's Dilemma. So I am excited to check this out. And one other nonfiction book I got off the quarter shelf. I love it. It looks like an old VHS tape. And this is Touching Tomorrow by Mary Laverde. How to interview your loved ones to capture a lifetime of memories on video or audio. I have done quite a bit of interviewing when I was working a lot on genealogy before my mom passed away and before I had children. I did quite a bit. I have not done much in the last 15 years, but I definitely want to continue it. Of course, most of the older people in my life have passed on, but I know that there will be other people that I will want to interview. And it's just a little bitty book, and it was a quarter, so I thought this would be a good addition to my shelf. So that is everything I got for my birthday and my birth week. I didn't get to go to the used bookstore. It's on the other side of the county. There's a couple of those that I had wanted to go to on my birthday, and I just didn't get away from the house early enough. I would have gone before meeting my mother-in-law for lunch, but I didn't leave the house in time. And so sometime this month, I'll try to get over there. I've got a bag of mostly cozy mysteries that I don't need, that I want to try to trade in for something that I do want. And I'll get that done, hopefully, one of these days. Meanwhile, though, I didn't want these sitting around. I need to get these put away. I need to do some housework today, and I wanted to get this video filmed so I can go on about my day. And so that's all I have for this video. I do want to say happy birthday to some other folks that have birthdays around the same time as me. Christine from Kizzy Reads, same day as mine. Carm from Overog 75 has a birthday right around this time. Elizabeth Wooten, her birthday's coming up on the 15th. So, and anybody else I missed, happy birthday. So that's all I have for this video. I hope you're having a great day. Read a good book, and God bless you.